William J. Collins, Jr., Lieutenant, United States Naval Reserve. I will refer back again to some of the NATO cruises that we took. Remember, this is the Cold War. Every time that we would be involved in any kind of a NATO operation, the Russian Navy wouldn't be very far behind, particularly with respect to their surveillance vessels. They would send Soviet trawlers. We refer to a trawler as a fishing boat. Well, they would be steel hulled, but if you were refueling at sea, for instance, they would bring their little trawlers right in between you and the oiler. The Navy calls, you know that, the Navy calls a refueling vessel an oiler. They would bring them and they would sail right between the two ships. Well, why? Because they were getting electronic surveillance of whatever they could get. Well, you know, you like to think that you've, when you're refueling at sea, you've got all your electronics cut off because there's a potential for fire. But they would be right there, and they would not be very far away when you weren't doing something like that. They would be out there. The Russian Badgers and Bears would overfly on any number of occasions. And there were many occasions when we would be asleep, and the 1MC that I made reference to before would come on, and they would say, General's quarters, this is not a drill. And it would be some Soviet aircraft coming overhead or something like that. And we all had general quarter stations we had to occupy, and it's just, those were my experiences. Anytime you were in northern waters, and even on one particular occasion in the Caribbean, remember that by this time the Cuban crisis was over and it was communist, and Russian vessels were going in and out of Cuba all the time, Russian vessels including submarines. And we would have occasional NATO operations or U.S. Navy operations in the Caribbean, training of one sort or another. And we had one occasion, and it even had a name. I can't remember what it was, of course, but it was an open ocean missile shoot is what it was. And the Newport News was the command ship. We didn't have missiles, we just had guns, old style. And we had naval vessels from the Soviet Union tracking us all the time, mostly small. And every time we'd go to the Caribbean or to any place like that where some kind of an operation was underway for training purposes, they would be there. They would be there.